Hey Petty's Garage fans, welcome to another edition of Walkthrough Wednesday. Pardon the little scruff here, but I'm trying to go for the No Shave November, but that's beside the point. Today we got a very special guest star. We got Mr. Wolfgang Schultz from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Brought his car down here to get all his upfits done.
September 2019.
2019. Well, the car's been here for a while due to COVID restrictions between the borders, but Mr. Schultz finally got to come down and get his car. What made you decide to come down here, Mr. Schultz?
In 2016, I had a friend of mine that wanted to come to Concord for the October Fox Fest. So he had a Fox body Mustang. So while we were down here, we decided that we were going to tour all the NASCAR garages. And Petty's Garage was one of the places we came, the Petty Museum. And while I was here, I was so impressed with the operation here. I said, I need to bring my Challenger here. So I saved up, and in 2019, I ended up bringing my car down here, and I talked with the staff here, and they helped me through the build, through the decision making on what to get built, and they did that. And yes.
So why didn't we do this in Canada?
There's no place in Canada that I would go to that does this quality of work. The quality of work here is just outstanding. When they asked me if they wanted to wash the engine bay, and I said yes, I was just super impressed, because in Canada they don't wash the engine bay. They just slap it all together and that's it. I'm sure there are some places in Canada, but I haven't found them yet. So
I'm looking at her build here. I mean, you know, of course, when I get cut, I bleed Petty Blue, so I like all the Petty Blue.
Yes.
I noticed this. I mean, that's an iconic signature there. I'm looking on the coil cover over here. Who is that?
Well, that was my idea. When I looked online, I saw that these superchargers were available in black and orange, and I'm going like, I don't want an orange one, and I don't want a black one. I want one blue, Petty blue, with the matching coil covers, so that people can see who built the car.
Well, as y'all can see, you know, we got a 426 build with a 2.9 Whipple, bigger throttle body here, cold air intake. I was noticing the signature on the coil cover over there, though.
Yes, I asked Fred, the engine builder, to put his signature on it, so that I have the signature of the engine builder. And we also have the tag for the build on the front radiator support.
What else did I can't remember, it's been so long since it's been sitting here waiting on you to come get it. What else did we do to it?
We did the coilover struts front and back. We did the strut tower braces front and back. We did the transmission support. We did the subframe connectors. We did the headrests. The gauges that go on the pillar gauges. We've got Richard Petty's signature on the speedometer.
So we've really tricked this thing all out.
We have, except it's a sleeper because it looks stock from outside.
Okay, now that we've had our little discussion with Mr. Schultz, he's going to jump in his Challenger here, freshly done by Petty's Garage here, and he's going to Concord and Mooresville area to go see some race teams and check them all out. Mr. Schultz on the road. We're going to ease over here and talk to Todd. Todd, what's going on?
We're making some strut tower braces for a 21 Hellcat.
Okay guys, so here it is. Mopar changed a little bit of the hose and line routing on the 21 Hellcat. So now we're in the process. You're getting to see the R&D behind our bars. Todd's redoing the mounts and all and the bars for the 2021 and up Hellcat strut tower bar. So what all did they change, Todd?
They've added some accessories to the left side, the driver's side of the car, some air conditioning lines and some other stuff that the previous bar won't fit.
Gotcha. So so is this the new bar here?
Close. Yes, this is just modeling. All this is just modeling right now.
I got you. So you gonna have me one to put on here like in the morning?
We're working on it. We'll get there.
Well, I mean,
Give me a maybe. Give me a maybe.
we finally got this thing put back together because we was waiting on headers for a good while, and now you're dime holding up $1.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got that right.
All righty then. Well, let's see what else we can get into. Hello, my name is Zippo. Okay, we're gonna move on to S550 Mustang here. As you can see, we got a 2.9 Whipple. This gentleman here is out of New Jersey. Does a little bit of street action. Well, I don't know about street, but I think he does do a little bit of strip action. And but anyway, it's in getting the transmission out, getting it rebuilt, stall converter. As you can see, we're not just a Mopar group. We're not biased against brand. Okay, moving on to the replica Monte Carlo here. As you can see, we're moving on with drive shaft tunnels getting redone, transmission tunnels. You gotta think this thing come with a turbo 350 and a little bitty drive shaft. Now we're going with a 6-speed. Engine angles are a little bit different, so we had to cut a lot of the tunnel out. You can see the drive shaft tunnel's been removed and replaced. Make a little bit more room for that. Jerry?
Yep.
It's looking good.
Well, thank you. Oh, the car or me?
Well, I'm glad you noticed I was noticing.
All right. I can count on you.
But you can see we got the dash going in. I think we touched on this before, but it'll have all Stuart Warner style vintage looking gauges, just to kind of replicate that look from back in 1979. The cage is in. A little bit easier to see with the doors off, but this thing's going to be separated from its chassis here within the next day or so. So it'll be ready to go up to the body shop and start getting sandblasted and mudded and painted. So coming together. Hey Brian, you got a second? Sure. Let's come over here and look at this sad little car here.
Sad.
Well, I mean, it just looks like it's been weathered.
Weathered is putting it lightly.
Didn't we do one of these here shortly ago?
We did the race car version of this.
That's right, Mr. John Kyle, right?
Yep.
And whose is this?
Same customer.
John Kyle again?
Yeah.
Well, man, he's gonna have a race car and a street car, the same car.
Yeah. This, I think, if I read his email correctly, and I talked to him, this he bought in '77. This is a '73, and it was his high school car. So you can tell it was his high school car. He had a little bit of a like a rough time with it.
John, you wasn't much of a driver. I mean,
I hope he's better now.
Whew. But so are we gonna paint this in back 43 in blue and orange?
No, he wants this one black. He wants it black. Wants to keep vinyl top.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that might have been an aero advantage back in the day with that vinyl top. You know.
Well, at the speedway, that right there might have knocked the air off the spoiler.
Yeah. Well, I mean, plus it's a golf ball.
Yeah.
You know. But so we're gonna resto mod this one then.
Yeah, he wants to keep a lot of originality of the car. Like he wants all the trim left on it, even the wheel well trim. He won't say Krager type wheel, but he wants wide tires all the way around. So I'm hoping I've got to do a call with him here very shortly, and hopefully we can do a modern wheel that looks kind of old school.
That'd be cool. That'd be different. I'm sure we can find it.
Yeah, he wants modern seats. He wants a
Are we gonna
modern
put a HEMI in it?
modern HEMI,
Oh,
natural
modern
aspirated.
HEMI, not a 420. Well, it probably will be a 426 HEMI then, won't it?
426 or 448.
Ooh, 448.
That's what I would like to see. Just
We're gonna put a torque light in it on
5 or 6 speed,
it. Okay. Okay. So it's going to be a 3-pedal car.
3-pedal car. Yes.
Okay. 10-4. I mean, we can put these Indy Firehawks back on it. I mean, that would be kind of a cool retro look.
It would be, but we
Yeah.
have to put a Continental on it, man.
Okay. 10-4. Well, what kind of engine's in it right now?
Well, there's no hood hinges on it right now, so we got to be ginger raising the hood.
I don't know if you'll have to be too ginger with this hood or not.
I don't want to hurt it any worse than it already is. Look,
It's a little small.
you can even check the pistons.
Can we check the pistons right there?
Yes, sir.
I hope Fred does a little bit better checking than that. We need to use that Mopar radiator though.
That is a pretty cool radiator.
That would speak vintage like vintage could never be spoken.
Yeah, I just don't know how, good it is. It's been sitting for 40 years in his garage.
Well, what does that mean? I'm 49.
So I'm pretty close to you, so.
I mean,
And I feel pretty
I
weathered.
can still hold my water.
I can sometimes.
Okay, last but not least, we're in the engine room. I just kind of wanted to touch on it. Y'all remember the last week we had the Corvette here with the big bat wing headers on it. Just to kind of show you the tedious layout of the plug wires and stuff, just to make everything look nice and neat. This is something we really strive for here at Petty's Garage, and it's just not a common practice a lot of times anymore to have stuff just neat, laid out, and tidied up. So you can see, like I said, the way the plug wires are, even coming up here to the water neck. It came with it and it didn't really look right, so we did a little bit of modifications here to get all this looking right. Just that tedious, nice looking stuff that we do here at Petty's Garage. Okay guys, just so you know, for those of you that haven't been to Petty's Garage, this area that the garage is on was the race shop. Started in 1949, and the house you see right in front of us here was the house that Richard and Maurice was both born in, the house of Mr. and Ms. Lee Petty. And you can see this field out here. The reason I'm out here, our Ruba Trucks Jeep Festival this weekend got a cruise in for Jeeps. We've had upwards of 450 cars in this field, not to mention cars parked all around the shop during cruise ins. Just wanted to remind you, if you're local, if you want to drive a little bit, come out to the Jeep Fest this weekend, sponsored by Ruba Trucks and Petty's Garage. And if you got a Jeep, bring it. If you ain't got a Jeep, just bring you. But anyway, maybe this will give me a better shot of the camera of me. Last but not least, but most of the time when we're having a cruise in here for the public, most of the time the museum's open. We're going to step in here and check out the museum and ask Sharon if the museum's going to be open today, this weekend, for the cruise in members. As you can see, we're stepping in the museum. Get all your Richard Petty and Petty's Garage Petty family swag here. And Sharon?
Yes.
I'm not sure, but is the museum going to be open to cruise-in members?
Yes, it will. It'll be open all day till 2 o'clock, free of charge.
Free of charge.
Yep.
And don't forget to buy your keychains and your signs, and be sure and look for Sharon.
That's right. We'll be here.